everybody, welcome back to your practice. For today's class, we're going to move through 45 minutes of a flow and a little bit of restorative yoga as well. So there'll be some elements of that throughout the sequence. So for today's practice, I'm going to recommend a strap. If you are at home and don't have a strap, a towel or a belt, something like that works just perfectly fine. And then 2 blocks. If you have pillows, those also work really well. So let's just place everything to the side. And let's find a comfortable position. So whether that's lying down, child's pose, seated, wherever you'd like to start is great. Let's take a moment just to breathe, to reflect, to tune in. Really feel into your body today. How do you feel? How are you showing up? Notice these sensations that you feel in this present moment. Whether you're lying down or seated, or whatever shape you're in. Notice where you might be holding tension. And invite some ease into those places, some gentleness. Give yourself permission to start to relax the body. And also to relax the mind. Let's take one more moment to get really specific about what we want to cultivate with this practice. What is it that you need? Why are you here? Take that intention and let's seal it with a breath. Breathe in through the nose. And out your mouth. Good. All right, whatever shape you're in, let's make our way to a seat. Reach your arms up on an inhale. And exhale, let's twist to the right. Bring the left palm to the right knee, right fingers back behind you. Twist from your center, lift the heart. Soften the shoulders, soften the jaw. Activate the prana, the breath. Breathe with intention. Also an element of gentleness. Stay in the twist. Just take your gaze over past your left shoulder, over towards the left side. Soft gaze. And unwind, come back to center. Let's inhale the arms back up. And we'll twist over to the left this time. So the right palm comes to the outside of the left knee. So in your twist, if you feel like you're sort of rounding the spine and hunching over, maybe don't twist as much. We want to keep the length in the spine. So just experiment with sort of that happy medium place for the torso. And then we'll rotate the gaze over towards the right, past the right shoulder, gazing far to the right side, breathing. And then unwind, come back to center. So we'll stay in Sukhasana. If you want a block, you can certainly use one, or you don't have to. We're going to fold forward, letting the forehead rest on the block. Good. And slowly lift up. Let's place the block to the side. Come on to all fours. Tabletop. And let's move through cat and cow. We'll warm up the spine. So before we move, activate the palms, grip the earth, press the tops of your feet down. So the feet and the hands are active here. Inhale, soften the belly, lift the tailbone and the heart. Exhale, press into the earth, round through the spine, tuck your chin towards the tailbone. Inhale for cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, soften the belly, the elbows, lift the chest. Exhale, round through the spine. Good, let's do 2 more. Mindful movement here. Inhale, 1 more. And round. Good. So from here, we're going to stay in the tabletop. I'm just walking back to give myself a little more space. Hips are going to stay on top of the knees, coming into puppy pose. So the first option is to not use props. Reach the arms forward, lift the tailbone, chin down onto the floor. Another option would be take your block. This is where your chin will rest on. So the hips are lifting. There's an arch in the back. Keep the belly button hugging towards your spine, just gently. Tops of your feet are going to want to float up and move. Keep them glued to the floor. And then slowly, one by one, walk the palms back under the shoulders. And let's come into downward facing dog. Once you find your down dog, straighten the left leg, bend the right knee deeply. Press the palms down and forward, hips up. And then switch, bend the left knee, straighten the right. Switch. And switch. 1 more round, switch. And switch. Good, downward facing. So we'll keep the knees nice and soft. Let the head drop. Active belly. Hug belly button to spine. You'll hear me probably say that a lot. Keep the hips lifting. Activate the palms. Press down and forward. And then activate the breath. Let's walk the feet forward. Take your time. There's no rush. Once you reach the top of your space, come into Uttanasana, forward fold. Let's reach for opposite elbows here, unless that's really uncomfortable in the shoulders. Let's bend the knees a lot to begin. Crown of the head reaching down. Feel your tailbone lift up. So you're creating extra space in the hamstrings and also a nice release in the back. Maybe a sway side to side feels nice. You can also shake your head. Especially if you have any tension in the shoulders, that might feel nice. Release your hands down. Inhale, lift halfway, offering your heart and gaze forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, let's slowly roll up. Let your head come up last. And then reach the arms high. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Plank, exhale. With plank, you always have the option for the knees up or down. Let's take a breath, press the floor away. Exhale, lower to the belly. Hug elbows in as you lower. Let's move into cobra, tops of the feet down. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, just like an ocean wave, roll right back down. 2 more. Inhale, lift the chest, head comes up last. Exhale, roll down. Touch the forehead to the earth. Last one here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Lift up to tabletop and into child's pose. Exhale. Sink your hips back. Fingertips reach forward. Breathe into the space in the front, sides, and the back of your torso. And slowly come back up, tabletop, downward facing dog. All right, down dog. Let's lift the right leg on an inhale. Really extend the toes up and back. Exhale, step forward. Let's find low lunge. Back knee lowers. So if you'd like, you can grab your blocks and place them under your palms here, or just press your fingertips into the earth. We're just here for a few breaths. So we'll get active in the right foot as well. Really ground down, feel your heart lift, and then in return, feel the stretch along the front of the left leg, the front of the left hip. And then breathe deeply into that space. Finding a nice release. And then let's send the hips back, straighten the front leg. Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. So if you'd like, you can keep the right knee bent, just get active in the right foot, or you can work your way towards straightening the leg. One is really not better than the other, they're just different sensations. Hug the right hip back, gently pull the left hip forward. And then to sort of intensify or dial up the stretch, if you're like me and have really tight hamstrings, really press your right heel down into the floor and pretend you're dragging it back towards the back of your space. Nice, one more full breath. And out. Let's bend back into the front knee. Left palm stays down, tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee. Take your right arm up, runner's twist. Hug inner thighs together, draw the right shoulder blade down towards the spine. Lift the back knee up towards the ceiling, and then press the floor away with your left palm. Breathe in and out. One more inhale. Release, exhale, step your feet together, top of your space, lift halfway, and fold. Inhale, rise with the breath. Fold, exhale. Lift halfway. Let's step back to plank. So know that you can skip this part and come right into downward facing. Otherwise, let's exhale, lower halfway, maybe to the belly. Cobra or upward facing as you inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your inhale, extend your left leg up and back. And then exhale, bring it forward. Find your way to a low lunge. Back knee lowers to the earth. So your hands are going to stay down on whatever surface, either the mat or blocks. Heart is lifting. Gaze lifts out, maybe up. Deep, fluid breaths. And then let's gently come back for Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. So again, just gently hug the left hip back, right hip forward. Get active in that left heel. And of course, you can fold a bit deeper as you exhale. Let's bend back into the front knee. Curl the back toes under. Lift the back knee, right palm down. Inhale the left arm up, runner's twist. So we have a tendency to drop down. So we'll drop the right hip. We'll put the weight into the right wrist. Lift the right hip up, activate the back leg. Press the floor away. From there, maybe twist a little bit deeper. Let's release, exhale. Step the feet together. Inhale, lift halfway. Fold. Inhale, come up, mountain, rise, reach. Fold, exhale. Halfway lift. Let's make our way back to down dog. You can step back, you can take chaturanga. Whatever you'd like. All right, let's piece that together. Take a breath. Let it go. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, step forward, low lunge. Press the floor away, lift the chest. Inhale. Exhale, hips back, straighten the front leg. Inhale, slowly bend back into the front knee. Lift the back knee. Inhale the right arm up for your twist. Exhale, release. Step your feet together. Lift halfway. Fold. Inhale, rise with the breath for mountain. Fold, exhale. Inhale, lift halfway. Come back to downward facing. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, heart lifts. Press the palms down. Exhale, half split. Hips back as you straighten the front leg. Inhale, come forward for runner's twist. Inhale, the left arm up. Release. Step the feet together. Lift halfway. And fold. Inhale for mountain, come up. Exhale, fold. Lift halfway. Let's come back into downward facing dog. So once you reach downward facing, let's just gently drop down. Come into child's pose. We'll take a few cleansing breaths here in stillness. Take a moment to check in, revisit your intention for the practice, your reason for being here, what it is that you need. And slowly come up, tabletop. Inhale your right arm up towards the ceiling. Let's start to take circles going back, down, forward, and up with the right arm. So this might feel like a lot in the shoulder, and if it is, I recommend take your fingertips to your shoulder and just move your elbow in space. See how that feels. So once you reach the top, let's reverse. So let's come forward, down, back, and up. And once you reach the top, exhale, thread it through. Bring the right shoulder down to the floor. And press your left palm into the earth. You can rest your head all the way down, but because I have my Brittany mic, I'm going to keep my head lifted. All right, let's slowly unwind. Right palm comes back to the earth. We'll do the same thing with the left side. So inhale your left arm up. And let's bring it forward, down, back, and up. A few rounds going this way. Start to feel the heat and the sensation that you're creating in the shoulder. And let's reverse, go the opposite way. Once you reach the top, take a breath. Exhale, thread the left arm under the right, come down to the earth. Keep your hips high. Breathe into the rotation, into that space in the upper back. For one more breath. And out. Let's come back to our tabletop. And into downward facing dog. All right, lift the heels, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward. Let's travel to the top of the space. Inhale, lift halfway. Fold forward, exhale. Mountain pose, come up on the inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Great. We're going to step the left foot back, setting up for triangle. So I'm actually going to grab my block here, place it the outside of the right foot. So as we're setting up for triangle, see if you can line up your heels and then angle your left foot in such a way that your toes are somewhat facing that top left corner of your mat. So we're gonna reach the arms wide, reach past the right toes, and then exhale, come into triangle. So you can bring your fingertips to your shin or take the right hand to the block as you extend the left arm high. Tuck your hips under, so it's almost like you're pressing your hip points forward. Shoulders stack. Feel the length along the left side of the body and then breathe into that space. For 2 more breaths. Last breath in and out. We'll start to float up for a reverse triangle. So right arm extends high. Feel the length along the right side of your body. And exhale, come into warrior 2. So we'll shift a little bit for warrior 2 with the feet. So now we want the front heel to line up with the back arch, maybe a little bit wider. Deep bend into that front knee. Be mindful that you're not reaching forward. We want to keep the shoulders stacked on top of the hips as best as we can. And then from that place, just reaching front to back. One more breath in. Exhale, Parsvakonasana, extended side angle. One option is to bring right elbow to right knee, left arm high. Another option, fingertips down inside the right foot. You can also place them outside the right foot. If you're in this position that I'm in, press your arm into your knee, press the knee back into the arm. So now your hips, the outer and that inner right hip, are really activated. Good, we're gonna lift all the way up, straightening the front leg. Rotate the toes so they're facing the same direction. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Release your hands down to the floor, placing the palms down. Let your head drop. Let your breath be fluid. Let your mind be gentle. Press the palms down. Inhale, lift halfway. We'll stay for the exhale. Hug belly button to spine. Bring hands to hips. Soften the knees. Inhale, lift up. Great, we'll take all of that on the other side. So let's rotate to the back of the space. Just switch directions for triangle. So rotate the right toes so they're facing that top corner. Heel to heel alignment. You can place the block on the outside of the left foot if you'd like. Inhale, reach forward, past the left toes. Exhale, Trikonasana triangle. For some reason, this side is always more challenging for me. So if you get there and you're like, I could use more space, you can always move your feet. And breathe. One more breath in and out. So really press the feet down. Use the strength from your torso to lift up and back. Reverse triangle. Now creating space along the left side. Exhale, warrior 2. So shift the feet. Bend deeply in the front knee. Don't forget about the back leg. Get really active in the back foot. Set your gaze over your left fingertips. And just bring your awareness to your body, to your breath. One more inhale. Exhale, Parsvakonasana. Extended side angle. Take whatever version with the arm, the left arm you'd like to take. Let's lift up. Inhale. Let's rotate the toes back forward. We'll take one more forward fold here. So arms can reach out, hands to hips, or you can clasp the hands behind the back. Take a breath, look up, fold, exhale. 2 more breaths. And exhale. If you have a bind, just release the palms down to the floor. Lift halfway, inhale. Exhale, we're gonna walk to the top of the mat. So the right foot is forward. Come into downward facing dog. Take a breath. Breath out. Lift your right leg, inhale. Exhale, step forward, runner's lunge. And then begin to walk your fingertips forward, lift the left leg, standing split. Maybe play with balance here for a moment. So hug the upper inner thighs towards one another. Get active in the left leg, active in the belly. Set your gaze out in front of you. Grab for that standing leg. And just a fun little challenge. Maybe keep hold of that standing leg. As you exhale, bring the left foot down to the floor to meet the right. And fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Fold, exhale. Rise, mountain, come up. Hands to heart. Shift the weight into that right foot. Lift the left knee up into the chest. Shoulder blades down the back, belly button to spine. Find your balance. Set your gaze really far out in front of you. And start to extend the left leg back, hinging forward for Virabhadrasana 3. Whoop. That's why the floor is there. Really extend the left leg back, crown of the head forward. So it's as if you're stretching your body front to back, creating length. If your hands are at your heart, really press the palms together. And let's gently step back for crescent lunge. Arms come up. Just for one full breath, really lift the chest. Exhale, hands to the earth, step back, downward facing dog. Breathe in through the nose, out the mouth. Let's extend the left leg, inhale. Exhale, step forward, runner's lunge. From here, we'll walk the hands forward as we lift the right leg, standing split. And then, of course, if you want to play with balance on this side, grab the standing leg, maybe extend the heart and the gaze forward as you lift the right leg. Challenge yourself, stay here. Slowly bring the right leg down, feet together, fold. Lift halfway. Fold, exhale. Let's come all the way up, mountain. Hands to heart. Shift the weight to the left foot. Hug the right knee up into the chest. Pause. You can collect yourself. Find your balance. And then nice and slow, begin to shift back, hinging forward, warrior 3. It's always nice to bend the standing knee a little bit so you have some leverage to really hinge and kick back. And then let's step back. Oop, don't step on your cat for crescent. Reach the arms up, one full breath. And hands to the earth, exhale. Let's come back into downward facing dog. Let's take a breath. Breath out. Lift the heels, inhale. Walk the feet forward. And we'll come into Malasana squat. So it's a nice deep squat at the top of the mat. And if you have a block, it sometimes is nice to sit on the block. You can also just hover your hips as well. So press the elbows into your knees, press palms together. Feel your tailbone really drop down and feel the crown of your head lift up. Deep breaths. You can also close your eyes here. This is a nice place to really tune in. All right, take another breath. Exhale, fold forward. You can bring your feet back towards one another. Lift halfway, inhale. Exhale, let's lower down and just find a seat with your legs out in front of you. So if you have the strap, you can always use it here, especially if your hamstrings feel a little bit tight. So we're gonna extend the legs long. Now just for a moment, arms reach up. I want you to activate the legs so much that maybe your heels lift up off the earth. Squeeze belly button towards spine, zip up through the center. Lengthen the spine really long. One more breath. Let's fold. Exhale. Paschimottanasana. I always find it so interesting that Alina always finds me when I'm doing yoga, and she's so content. Animals love yoga. They also really love the energy that it brings their owners. So you should feel very flattered if your pet joins you for yoga. It means they really like your energy. All right, let's slowly lift up. Maybe shake out the knees a little bit. Bring some blood back into the legs. We'll hug that left leg long. Hug that right sole of the foot. Place it on the left thigh. Reach up as you inhale. Fold over the left leg. Exhale. Stay in the forward fold and take your right hand, place it to the outside of the left foot, and then take your left fingertips back behind you so you're folding as you twist. And inhale, slowly come up. And let's switch sides here. Bring the left foot to that right thigh. Inhale, reach up and fold. Exhale. Then let's take that left hand to the outside of the right foot. Right arm reaches back, twist and fold. And lift up slowly. Extend the left leg long. Bounce the knees. We'll come down to the earth now, and I want you to grab your strap. So hug the right knee in, left leg long. Take your strap. Place it on the sole of the right foot. So we want the left leg to be somewhat active, keeping the left shoulder, left hip on the earth. Maybe start to kick into the strap a little bit here, straightening the leg. If it feels okay, you can just gently pull that right leg closer towards your face, towards your body. And then we'll take the right leg out to the right. Be very mindful that you keep the left hip and left shoulder on the floor as you open up to the right side. So you can even place your left palm just gently on that left hip, sort of guiding it down towards the earth. And float the right leg back to center. And we'll cross it across the body over towards the left. Now here's where I really want you to kick into the strap. Feel the stretch in your glute, the IT band, the outer right hip. And lift the leg back up. Let's release. Let the right leg go long to meet the left. Just pausing for a moment. Notice the difference in the right and left side. Okay, hug the left knee in. Place the strap on the sole of the left foot. And then extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. Deepen the stretch here as much as you'd like. Remember to stay active in the right leg. Now let's open up to the left side, keeping the right shoulder, right hip on the earth. Breathe. We'll float the left leg back to center and cross it over to the right side. Kick into the strap. So really press the sole of the left foot into the strap. And we'll come back. Place the strap to the side. Bend the knees and place the soles of the feet on the floor. And then just give your knees a little windshield wiper motion back and forth. From here, let's take one of the blocks or a pillow, whatever you have that gives you a little bit of height, and place it under the lower back here. So if you have a block, if that's what you're using, I recommend the lowest setting of the block so the hips are supported but not too high. We'll just rest here for a moment. You can also cactus your arms and really open up the front of the chest and the shoulders. Let's bring the palms back to the earth. One by one, extend your legs up to the ceiling so you can keep the block under the lower back. If it feels uncomfortable, of course, you can remove it and just place your lower back on the mat. Let's take some cleansing breaths here, just allowing for a release. Notice the sensations in the legs. Notice the breath. And we'll take one more inhale. Start to bend the knees as you exhale, gently lowering down. Come back to your supported bridge. Lift your hips off the block. Place it to the side. Windshield wiper the knees once again, just side to side. Now, if there's any extra stretch, any other shape that you'd like to take before we rest, you can go ahead and do that now. Otherwise, start to make your way to your Shavasana. And take up space. Let your body be heavy. Relax. And let's take a full breath together. Let it go. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Gently rock your head side to side on your mat. Maybe wiggle your fingers and your toes, inviting movement and life back to your body. Gently press yourself up to a seat. Hands to heart center. Maybe close your eyes. Take a moment to acknowledge yourself, and a moment to acknowledge and honor the lineage of this practice. Thank you, thank you, thank you.